What's happening, Nerd Squad, and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. We're back today with another part 2. The Incredible Hulk has quite a few enemies, some bigger and badder than you think. So that being said, let's get down to it. I'm your host Taylor McWatters, and here are the top 10 Hulk villains too powerful for the MCU part 2. Let's do it. Kicking off the list at number 10, MOONSTONE. She made her first debut in Captain America issue 192. Carla Sofen was a psychiatrist, but instead of helping her patients, she sent them into paranoia instead. So the worst doctor ever, that's great. This life choice led her down the path to become a villain, obviously, starting with an assistant position to the Dr. Faustus. So eventually she made her way to Lloyd Block, the original Moonstone. Then she poisoned him with hallucinogens, and then she made him hand over the Moonstone, which was a Kree device that grants the users like tons of powers. So we can see this exchange go down in the Incredible Hulk issue 299. She gives the Hulk a run for his money. She then joined the Masters of Evil and went up against the Avengers numerous times. She was one of the villains that stepped up once the Avengers went missing. She was on the Thunderbolts team, referring to herself as Meteorite, which sounds almost more scary, more villainous than anything. And before we go on with this list of Hulk villains, guys, if you want to go ahead and smash that like button, Hulk smash that like button, if I may, because it helps out our channel tons here. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's get back to this list already. Number 9. UFOs. Yes, one of the biggest Hulk villains is a group of UFOs flying in the sky, God forbid. No, the UFOs made their first comic book debut in Incredible Hulk issue 254. They were inspired by the Fantastic Four's origin story, okay? So they were power hungry and they went to great lengths to get it. Now their plan was to recreate that same accident that gave the Fantastic Four their powers. I mean, they even went so far as to get the same engineers that built the original shuttle. So they were pretty committed. Their attempt was going well until, of course, Dr. Banner intervened. He thought the group had been exposed by accident, and when he found their ground control facility, he did the hero thing and brought the shuttle safely back down in order to save their lives. But they didn't want to be saved. They got powers, however, all 4 of them got powers, and when they saw Banner was the one to interrupt them from perhaps even getting more powers, they lashed out at him. And they went on to call themselves the UFOs. Number 8. TYRANNUS. He made his first comic book debut in Incredible Hulk issue 5. Romulus Augustulus was the last emperor of the Roman Empire. He was born a little bit before us, back in the year 463 AD, so he's kind of old, a little bit. At just the age 12, he took the throne. Age 12! That's some Game of Thrones stuff right there. I bet he was a better leader than Joffrey still. So he had the throne, but nobody took him seriously because, well, yeah, he was 12. He's trying to knight people and like his hands are small. He's like, what? Who are you? What are you doing? Get out of here. You're nothing. So he ruled for about 12 months, and then his father was defeated by the German Goth Odoacer, which kicked off the Dark Ages in Europe. He was then banished from the kingdom where little 12-year-old Romulus swore to return. And he did. He returned in the 6th century as Tyrannus, when he became a servant of Pluto, who empowered him and sent him to destroy Merlin. Like the magician Merlin. Merlin whooped his ass and then banished Romulus, or Tyrannus, beneath the earth to a realm called Subterranea. Now while under there, he found a bunch of deviant technology, and then he attacked Earth, finding the Fountain of Youth along the way, which made him young forever, made him young for centuries, and then eventually he ended up kidnapping Betty Ross and holding her as hostage in order to try and conquer the United States, which got the big green guy on his radar. Number 7, Bi-Beast. This guy is wild. Okay, so the Bi-Beast started off as an android with 2 heads. So he had a head here and then a head here. Now the top head has knowledge of warfare, and the bottom head has knowledge of culture. It was created by the bird people, the avian race that were subspecies of the Inhumans. Now he's only around for one comic, that comic being the Incredible Hulk issue 169. Nice. So once the bird people had all passed away, this android was left in the floating city of Aerie. And then later down the road, Bi-Beast saw the Harpy with Banner and got some flashbacks to its bird masters, so it captured them both and demanded that Banner uses his brain to fix the decaying machines in the city. So Banner didn't do that. Instead, he cured the Harpy back into Betty Ross mode, which angered Bi-Beast even more. So now there's a fight with the Hulk and this 2-headed monster. It got pretty distracted when AIM was striking down on the city in a force led by MODOK, and he got stressed out and this thing straight up blew itself up. He's like, damn, the city's being attacked, Bruce Banner's got hands, ugh, see ya. But wait, there's more. See, the bird people actually created a second Bi-Beast, which did survive and kept going after the Hulk and other heroes. We love backups. Can't go wrong with backups. Number 6, Piecemeal. He first entered the world of comics with Incredible Hulk issue 407. Piecemeal was created by scientists working for the Red Skull in the Amazon jungle. He's a cyborg villain with claws that can cut through anything, your hopes and dreams, whatever, you name it, it'll cut right through. Now they wanted to use him as this being, this artificial being with all the abilities of the New World Order members included. Now they started to work on Project Piecemeal, but one of these scientists, Madman, rather fitting name, went a little bit too far, and without anybody knowing, he planted a device in Piecemeal so the android would follow his commands only. Kind of like Ultron almost, but with less James Spader and more gunslinger, you know? Piecemeal tried to escape this lab numerous times. One time the Juggernaut fought back and sent him back to the lab, and he's not having an easy go. Even when he tries to get out, it's not easy. So Piecemeal eventually grabbed onto the bottom of a plane and snuck out of Brazil and headed to Europe, where he visited the one place he would go to, you know, Loch Ness, and then he frightened tourists. That's when the Hulk came around and the two fought it out. So when Piecemeal changed his appearance to match the Hulk's, it distracted Banner long enough for the scientist to knock Banner out. That Madman scientist knocked him right out. He didn't use a blow dart. I don't know why I did that, but I feel like we should use more blow darts. Number 5, Agamemnon. Valley Halfling made his debut in Incredible Hulk 379, and he's the son of a mortal woman and Loki. Like Loki. Yeah, Loki brought him to Asgard and took care of him. Now, Valley once ended up in Hell, one time. Now, the underworld of Asgard is usually a pretty rough place, but since Hela was his half-sister, she released him. See, it's all about who you know, guys. It's all about who you know. Valley upset many Asgardians by stealing their secrets, so Odin did what he does best, and he sent him off. Bye, peace, off to another realm, get out of here, go, scoot. He banished him to Earth, cursed with eternal adolescence. So Valley traded the pick of his future offspring to the Trojan race in exchange for knowledge of immortality, which is just a great deal all around. You think of both sides, you're like, I'll never have either of these, this is great. Now, he's never confirmed or denied that he was the Agamemnon who was king of Argos and commander-in-chief of the Greek army against Troy in ancient times, but at this point, I'm afraid to ask. Nobody wants to know. They're like, you know what? Keep your secrets, Mr. Secret Man. He's quite powerful, being a master tactician and strategist, and he's also quite experienced in the use of magique. So the one downside is that he's forever young, so he'll never get into bars. No, he's constantly being distracted by hormonal changes and even acne, so we're only human. Kind of. Number 4, Armageddon. Making his first debut in Incredible Hulk issue 413, he was also young when his life got flipped turned upside down. Fresh Prince. His father lost his life in a space battle, so he was up to bat when it came to claiming the throne of the Trojan Empire. Now, he did wonders in charge. He led his troops to many victories, worlds, galaxies, solar systems. He was claiming them all. Like, his wife passed away, and this guy was so into ruling that he didn't even notice. She had 2 sons, though, before she passed away, twin boys. But even they had to learn from Lord Vito, Armageddon's friend and advisor, because that's how far away he was. Not a great father. So one of the sons ended up not surviving a mission to Earth, and the other son fell in love with that other son's killer. That son, appropriately named Trauma, kidnapped Atlanta and brought her back to his homeworld, where his father Armageddon was quite impressed. Now the Hulk, Silver Surfer, and the Starjammers came around to demand her release, but he stood by his son's decision and fought the heroes off. Now Armageddon has the Trojan ability to channel cosmic energies through his body and can even withstand a blow from the World Breaker Hulk. So he's not one to mess around with. Number 3, Zax. Okay, this one's wild, although I have a feeling we're probably never going to see him in live action. One can only dream. So Zax, I'm gonna say Zax every time. No, I'm just kidding. So Zax made his first appearance in the Incredible Hulk issue 166. Right there on the cover, it says It, the thing from Dynamo. It was originally the product of an accident that happened at Edison nuclear power plant when a group of criminals tried to power off New York City. So the gunfire that happened caused this massive chain reaction in the atomic reactor and resulted in this psionically charged electromagnetic field of humanoid form to be birthed. Okay, so basically he's a supervillain that can take out anybody in its way. Just a big electric mess. All Zax has to do is absorb their intelligence, and in turn, it gets smarter, bigger, and badder. Being a creature of pure electricity, it can fly, manipulate electrical fields, and absorb people, all except the Hulk, you guessed it. Which makes for a suitable battle. Big green punchy guy versus Zax, the electrical cloud of emotions. 9 tickets in IMAX, please, thanks. Debit? Number 2, Sandman. While Sandman is more commonly known as a Spider-Man villain, sure, he does get on the naughty list for more than one superhero. One of them, of course, being the Incredible Hulk. So when the Sandman found out about the Air Force testing this new space warp ship, he wanted it for himself. I mean, who wouldn't want that lying around in their driveway? Are you kidding? Absolutely. So he wanted it so he could free his friend Blaster from the negative zone. So when he went to the military base, he met the Hulk, convinced the Hulk to help him out, and then while the Hulk was attacking the base and fighting off General Ross and all his forces, Sandman tried to take the ship for himself, that greedy little sandy fella. But Betty Ross was threatened, so the Hulk clapped his hands so hard that Sandman got blasted all across the area. Just nothing but sand, like a bathing suit after it was shaked out after a day at the beach. The Sandman was eventually knocked into a pressurized vat where he later emerged made out of glass. We love science. So if we need to beat the Sandman, we just gotta clap really hard at the same time. That's it. Guys, we all watch Friends. We watch the intro at the same time and we do those 4 claps. Boom, no more Sandman. He's gone. Otherwise, for sure, we need the Hulk. Call him immediately. And finally, number 1, Thanos. I have to finish with this one because although Thanos was in the MCU for sure, I still believe he's a villain that the Hulk should not go against. He's too powerful. Even before Thanos obtains all the Infinity Stones, he's able to lay out the Hulk in the opening scene of Infinity War. He doesn't even use the one stone that he does have, the Power Stone. No, all he needs is his big Titan fists and a couple neck jabs, and the Hulk will literally retire. Even when Bruce Banner needs him to come back later on in the film, the Hulk's like, no, absolutely not. That guy? Yeah, get lost. I'm all set. You have the Hulkbuster, you don't need me, bye. In Infinity issue 6, we see Thanos knock the Hulk back with just one punch. And if raw strength wasn't enough to do the job, Thanos has made the Hulk attack his fellow Avengers in Avengers Assemble Volume 2, issue 4. There's also the series Thanos vs. the Hulk that was released back in 2015, and it's a bloody good time. I remember the first time seeing Infinity War when the Hulk got rocked. I was genuinely afraid of Thanos. I'm like, oh, he does more than sit in a throne after all. I'm gonna go change my pants now. Cheers. Well guys, there you have it. Which Hulk villains would you love to see in the MCU? After seeing Thanos take down Banner, leave us all your comments down below. I want to hear everything. What other big bad guys do you want to see do the same? It's kind of nice when your heroes get rocked sometimes. Keeps you humble. I've been your host, Taylor McWatters. Thank you for watching Top 10 Nerd, and we'll catch you next time. Later.